Welcome to another episode number 7, linear programming tutorials. We are still on the graphing of inequalities involving two variables. In this case, we want to graph the one that contains simultaneous equation. So we are to draw and indicate by shading the set of all points Px that are in the OXY plane that satisfies simultaneously the inequalities y is less or equals to x plus 2, y is less or equals to 8 minus 2x, and x greater than 4 minus 2y. So this is what we are going to deal with. Now, if we check the first two are already having the coefficient of y being the same. So we can convert them all into equation. So converting the inequalities into equation. So we are going to have the first one to be y equals to x plus 2. Then the second one will also be y equals to 8 minus 2x. Then the third one, which is not having the coefficient, we solve for y. The first method is to solve for y. That is what we have just done, because it is already in terms of y. So here, when we transfer the 4 here, it becomes x minus 4. So I'll be having x minus 4 greater than minus 2y. So we know in this case, what do? We divide both sides by the negative 2y to make the y have 1 as a coefficient. And if you do that, the sign, the inequality sign also changes. So this means that I'll be having negative dividing this as negative 1 over 2x. Negative dividing this give you positive 2. The sign now becomes less than y. So if all of this is less than y, it means y is more than this. So we can write this as y equals to negative 1 on 2x plus 2. So we are going to deal with this as equation and finding their intercept. Okay, so for the first one, y equals to x plus 2. When x equals to 0, meaning we are dealing with what? The y-intercept. On the y-intercept, x is 0. You see your y also equals to 2. So the point you'll be having will be 0 and 2. When 0 is here, y will just give you 2. Then, when y is also 0, meaning the intercept on the x-axis, that is going to be y will also be equals to, if we are dealing with y, so if y is 0, this will be 0. Then 2 have to come to give us negative 2. So our point is going to be negative 2 and 0. So that is what we are going to plot on the graph. For the second equation, y being equals to 8 minus 2x, let's find the intercept on the y-axis when x is 0. If you put 0 here, the whole of this becomes 0. So you have your y to be equals to 8, and the point becomes 0 on the x-axis, 8 on the y-axis. Alright, let's move on to the x-axis, the intercept on the x-axis. When y is 0, this will come to become positive 2x. Positive 2x divided by 2 give you 4. So x will give you 4. So your point will be 4 and 0. I believe at this point you'll be able to find for the third one, y equals to 1 on 2 negative x plus 2. So when x is 0 in this case also, we are going to have our y to be equals to the whole of this becomes 0. So y is 2. So your point become x0, y2. What about when you have y is 0? Then it means x will become 0 here. This is going to be 0 here. When you transfer this, or we transfer the whole of negative half, x, it becomes positive half. You multiply by 2, so you get 4. So your point become 4, 0. You can do the arithmetic since we have done the first 2 episodes, how we can be able to substitute the values of x to be 0, y to be 0, to arrive at our point of interception. So you can look through that and do that. So the next thing is to graph the point. We are supposed to indicate the table, but we don't have enough space. So I'll just go ahead. I need more negative, okay, more positive for x. So I can begin somewhere here. Then I also need the positive for y to be more. So I can also go like this. What interval are we going to use? Let's use 2, 4, 6, 8 so we have 2, 4, 6, 8. Negative 2, negative 4, negative 2, negative 4, 2, 4, 6. So let's see if we can accommodate all our points. This is y-axis, this is x-axis. Let's begin with this one. 0 on the x-axis, 2 on the y-axis. So 0, 2. 2 on the y-axis. So we have the point here. Then negative 2 on the x-axis. And 0. So we have the point here. Saying it's a straight line, we indicate our straight line. So this is going to be, is it going to be a full line? Yes, it's a full line because less or equals to. So we indicate that. Then we find out for the second straight line, which will be 0, or I think I will need x, y to be 8. So I'm going to alterate my point once again to have 4, 6, 8. Pardon me for the unequal interval there. So 0 on the x-axis, 8, meaning the point is going to be here, 8. Then 4 on the axis of x, 0. So another point will be there. That will also give us be a proper line. So that also indicates that. Then the final point is going to be 0, 2. 0, 2. So 2 is here on the y-axis, 0 on the x-axis. Then 4 on the x-axis, 0. So 4. You can see 4 is here. Then we have 2 is here. So we have that line passing through those 2 points. But if you check carefully, the third one is not having equals to. So we use a dotted line. So this is what we are going to have at the 3 lines. But we are asked to plot. Automatically, most of the times, it is the 3 intersection that we shade. But let's check. Under the first one, y is less than. So we are shading below the line. Below which line? The red line. So we are shading downward. Below the line. So we're shading all these places. Then for the second one, we are also having less than. So below the red line. No, I think below the blue. Below is here, above is there. So we shade below. Then the last one, we are shading above, which is going to be that dotted line. So the only region of intersection. This is what we are going to have as a solution set for all the three equations. So we shade only the three intersections using all the lines. So I think red will also come. Then let's manage some blue inside. So this region represents the solution set for the three simultaneous equations. I believe you've also understood, even though the board was not large enough to expatiate most of the points, but I believe you get the resilient point in here. Any question, you can do that in the comment section. Share with somebody. Let's have interaction in the comment section and grow together. Bye-bye.